Hi, I'm Deanna, and today I will be teaching about Job 18. So I thought we would start it off by doing a little roundabout instead of me asking questions. So I want someone to start over there. I'll pick Joel since I see him furthest on the left. And I want you to tell me a sentence about the story of Job, and then each of you will go around and build upon it instead of me asking questions. So you can start it, Joel, however you want, but it has to be something that we have taught about in the previous 17 chapters. So go for it.
A sentence?
Yes. Here, I'll start it off and then you can go if you don't, or do you feel comfortable?
Um, yeah, can you start it off?
Okay. Job is an upright and blameless, righteous man.
I can say something. Me?
Oh yeah, she's over here.
Okay,
So-
go. Go,
He-
Hannah.
He got the leeches or the spots all over his body, the painful sores.
Yes. Go, Joel.
He is being tested by God.
Go. Okay, Renee. Here, Renee.
I mean, he mentioned one of the chapter. I know my Redeemer lives.
With the yeah, that be the chapter. He was falsely accused of not being faithful to the Lord.
Go, Titi Nina.
He will curse with his wife.
He was, yes. Brandon, wherever you are.
Brother, where are you?
I'm here. I was peeing. What's up?
Yeah, so tell something about Job.
A
Stories.
sentence.
Anything about Job?
Oh, that guy's being tortured through. His friends don't believe him. His wife don't believe him. Everyone thinks he's a sinner on how bad he's getting punished.
All right, and then I think Jonathan's over there, right?
He's with the baby.
Okay, fine. We'll give him a skip. So awesome. Yeah, so the idea was just instead of me prompting you guys to have questions to help us remember what we've learned so far. So great points all of you made. Yes, Tia Renee.
No, there's applying it to real life. My brother, I will minister with him. When you down, everyone step on you. Yeah. Oh, he must be a sinner.
Yeah, like that's true, man. Because every time that something go wrong with somebody, like, oh, that guy must be sinning,
No.
even you don't
Yes.
know what this person going through. So
Yeah.
we like very easy to jump on it and try judging other people.
Yes, that is definitely part of what's going on here in Job. So who is speaking in chapter 18? Titi Nina?
Bilda?
Yeah, big guy.
One of the three friends of Job's.
Yeah.
And how does Bildad feel Job thinks about him and his other friends? At the beginning, he starts talking about how, like, what Job thinks of him. How does he kind of describe that? Go to you, Ralph.
He thinks Joel is a fool that he not listening to his friend because he want.
Oh, sorry. What I'm trying to ask is what, like, Bildad's talking, but he's telling Job, you think this about us, essentially. How is he saying that Job feels about him?
Oh, Joel think that Joel don't appreciate him, that Joel don't treat him like a real friend,
Yeah. He specifically mentions, he says, why are we regarded as cattle and considered?
Yeah, but he's wrong because Joe is right, but he's like, oh no, this man is bad. He's judging the poor man, he's down.
Yes, Bildad is, but he thinks that Job is still treating them poorly, right? Because
Yeah.
they're friends and they're trying to help him see his sin, but in reality, Job is tired of it as well. And then why do you think Bildad is diving into the discussions of the wicked? You kind of have already answered that to a perspective, but like, how does he feel about Job essentially? Go ahead.
Okay, he feel that the reason Joe is suffering because result of his own sin, that he's a sinner, which is, we all know that it's not that, but that's what they do, and he's supposed to be his best friend. And then think about it. If my best friend start judging me like that, how would I feel about it?
Yeah, when you're down, we want to step on you.
Stepping on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so him and his friends, Bildad and the other friends Zophar, are still saying that.
Diana. So I like because I was reading before you said that 18 about the 19 and then that great exclamation that you say, oh, I know my Redeemer lives. It's like You know, like he like really going against this guy, you know, because he like tried defamation, all that stuff against Job. But you say, no, my redeemed believe at the end, you know, he will prevail. That's what he said.
And I would like to say, you can only imagine the conversation they have with other people.
Right, yeah, that's your best friends thinking that about you. What are the other people thinking?
Yeah.
This one might be a little trickier, so let me explain what I mean here. So when Bildad is going through this part where he's talking about the miserable life a wicked person will have, and there were like a few items that he said, it's kind of like poetic, if you will, when he's writing in these Bible verses, where there were like two specific call outs that were targeting Job when he was talking about how the wicked have. Can you name one of them? One, I'll give you a hint. One of them is about what Hannah said before in her sentence.
The leprosy.
The leprosy.
Yeah. So it says it eats, in verse 13, it says it eats away parts of his skin, right? Bildad's generally talking about wicked people in general, but like clearly he's targeting Job even in his discussion here because he's talking about his skin flaking off. And then there's one more here that targets what happened at kind of the beginning scriptures of Job in relation to his children. Does anyone know what that one was about? Kind of a little trickier because you'd have to remember it. It says he has no offspring or descendants among his people, no survivor where once he lived. Essentially, like all of his children in the beginning of the books were killed, right? So he has no one to pass on his name. And so that's very hurtful when your friends are saying like these are what they would expect to see from a wicked man, right? They're basically saying you are wicked and that's why these things have happened to you. And who knows what Bildad ended this chapter with? He like specifically tells him not only that he's like evil and wicked, but then he makes another statement, which is very hurtful to Job, considering how blameless and righteous he is. Anyone have any thoughts? So he ends it by stating, he said, such is the place of one who does not know God. So essentially, he's not only now telling him like, oh, you're wicked, because you've had these skin issues and you've lost all of your future legacy. But we also know that you're so wicked that you couldn't even know God, right? Like it's which is very hurtful to Job, right? Because he's very faithful and righteous even through all of these troubles and tribulations that he is going through, that he's being put through. So the main takeaways for this chapter to me is those who are upright and righteous can still suffer, as we see here with Job, and that's important to remember and kind of ties back to what Tia Renee and Tia Ralph was saying in regards to the fact that just because someone's going through something isn't a time where we should blame them and say, oh, it must be because they're sinning, right? You must hold your inner confidence. Even though these people were saying all of these horrible things to Job, he still knew that he was in the right. And even though he may have sinned, that there was nothing that he sinned to cause this particular stuff that's going on with him. One second, and then we'll stop for you. We are all human, and therefore even the closest to us can turn on us, right? So that's in relation to his friends. These were his three best friends for the longest time, the people that he expected to be there for him when he's having all of these troubles and tribulations, and yet they are human, right? So we still have things that make us imperfect, and unfortunately we need to be mindful of that, and that's why forgiveness is so important in other phases of our life. Okay, go ahead, Tia Renee. What were you gonna?
In this case, we know obviously that God allowed this job to be tested so that in the future we can testify. God can testify in the world through his example that I have people that will serve me no matter what. And
Right.
they love me, exactly. But I wanted to say that some of us like to assume sometimes that because a person is sick, it's a curse. No, we live in a fallen world. There's a lot of contamination, there's a lot of disease. Therefore, and the food we is contaminated. Therefore, we from the food we can get cancer, we can get other disease. But we are quick to I'm talking about believers to think that the person who is sick, it must be a curse, and they forget that we are only human and we spoke to the environment, we exposed to food, and sickness don't come because you are cursed. It could be, but the body react to the chemicals that we eat. I just wanted to say that.
And I think that most of the person, it's a human nature because I know a lot of people that they were in a strong position, a big, powerful position, and then one day they leave. Everybody don't call them. You know, I mean, I know a friend that is like that. You know, and everybody like turn against you for no reason.
Because people are hypocrites. They only people want to you're important to them because of the power the benefit that you can get from them. But the true friend like you is out of power, and you still go with that friend no matter what.
And then also, like, for example, I see people like, oh, I thought this person, like, for example, let's for example, the preaching, it takes a lot of time, dedication to do that. And somebody say, oh, well, why this person don't preach better? They don't know how much time that person took to do that. That's why I always tell Abel, I say, man, you know, I admire you because
You don't pay attention.
you take a lot of time to bring good preaching, you know.
You fix
And
your
it's not
eyes,
easy,
yeah.
you know.
You fix your eyes on Christ. You are very Adrian.
Yeah.
All of you guys do such a
Well,
great
it's
job.
so easy to be
I
judging other people, and
you are
you don't know
yeah.
you don't know what it takes.
All right, is that the end of the lesson?
Yes.
That's why it's important for us to depend on Jesus and God and not
Fix
Yeah.
your eyes on Christ.
Yeah,